I had a few requests to make pasta and salad for the meal prep series, so I thought, why not combine the two? For this one, we're going to be making a street sweet corn dish. It's absolutely delicious. It's Mexican inspired, beautiful flavors, beautiful aroma. Let's get straight into it.
Starting off, we're going to make the dressing. So what I have here is 200 grams of low-fat mayonnaise. You can also use Greek yogurt. We're going to add in 1 teaspoon of sweet paprika, 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, half a teaspoon of red chili powder. It is optional. If you don't like chili, you don't have to add it. And I'm also adding in 2 teaspoons of sriracha sauce. For the acidity, I'm using lime juice. You can also use lemon, but lime works better for this type of recipe. And I recommend starting off with half a lime just juiced into that bowl. You can always add more if you want to. It's better to add less than more, and then you can't take it out, obviously. We're also going to season this up with a little bit of salt and cracked black pepper. 20 cracks worth. Once you have that all together, just give this a quick mix through till it all comes together, and you should have something that looks like this that can then be placed in the fridge till we're ready to serve. Moving on, we're going to need 4 spring onions or scallions. We're just going to slice these the whole way across, even using the green stem as well. I usually separate them for garnish. I mean, you can do that if you want to, but it's up to you. For a little bit of spice, I'm using 1 jalapeno. If you don't like chili, don't have to do it again, but I'm just going to slice this in half. Slice all of these into strips lengthways, and then we can stack these all together and dice them into small to medium sized pieces. You can also remove the seeds and the pith, but I just prefer to add it all in. To bring all of the flavors together, I'm using half a bunch of coriander or cilantro. It's probably about 20 grams in weight, just roughly chopped, just until you have no large leaves or stems. We're definitely going to need some avocado for this recipe. I am using 2. You can use more or less, it's up to you. But we're going to slice around that seed, pop it open, pop out the seed and then discard, and then just use a spoon to scoop out the flesh from around that skin. Once you have that done, we're just going to roughly chop these. You don't have to do anything else with them. You can also mash them, but it's better to have the chunks throughout this pasta salad. It just goes a lot better with everything else. Cheese is optional for this recipe, and we're going to need 100 grams of mozzarella cheese. Just grate this on the larger side of a box grater, and this can just be popped in the fridge until we're ready to serve. Now to get this cooking, place a large pot of water onto a high heat, generously season it with salt, and then we're going to bring this up to a boil, and you can place a lid on it to hurry up the process. And then once this is at a boil, just carefully remove that lid, being careful of any of the steam. And then we're going to pour in 500 grams of fusilli, or any pasta of your choice. These are spirals, but it's also known as fusilli. Just give it a mix around to prevent it from sticking, and then just cook this as per the packet instructions. Now in the meantime, place a large pan over a medium-high heat, add in 2 teaspoons of olive oil or any oil of your choice, and then we're going to add in 2 cans of corn kernels that have been drained, and we're going to fry these off for about 3 minutes, and this is going to evaporate the water and then create a nice nutty flavour on them, slightly charring the outside skin, and that's all we need to do for this, and then we can remove these from the stovetop. Now going back to the pasta, this is al dente, it's cooked to the packet instructions. We can remove this and drain it through a colander. You can allow it to cool down for a little bit if you wanted to before adding it into a large mixing bowl. And then we're going to follow that up with all of the corn that we just added before. And then it's pretty much just adding all of the ingredients together. Let's then add in 1 can of drained black beans, all of that spring onion and scallion, and you can leave a little bit of that green stem behind for garnish, the coriander or cilantro, the chopped up jalapeno, the chopped up avocado or smash depending on how you did it, as well as all of that cheese. Just give it a little shake just in case it's stuck in the bowl. And then finally we're going to add on that beautiful dressing. Now because the pasta is still warm, that cheese is going to melt through it. It is better to have it a little bit warm. Try not to have it scorching hot. I know I did have it quite hot in this, but we were in a bit of a rush. And we're going to mix this all together just until everything's combined, that dressing's coating everything, and as you can see, that cheese has melted through. Let's then portion these out into 5 750ml containers. As always, I have a link for those in the description. They are amazing containers, and you can also garnish this with some spring onion or scallion if you left a little bit behind. Then with all that done, we have this street corn pasta salad meal prep that's delicious, easy to make, and this right here is the macros, including portion sizes.
Now once you have everything portioned up, we can place on the lids. These will last up to 4 days in the fridge. Now I don't recommend freezing these just because of all the fresh ingredients. It will deteriorate when you go to thaw them. And these are best eaten cold, and you can heat them up if you wanted to. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Really does help me out, helps the channel be seen by more people, and consider subscribing along with hitting the bell notification next to it so you never miss when I upload. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. And before I forget, we can then dig in.